friends, happy new year. Spiritual advisor Francesca, thank you so much for tuning into my YouTube channel and clicking on this video. Today's video is going to be on Shawn Mendes and Camilla Cabello, a love psychic reading on them. Get an update on how they're doing, how they're each thinking and feeling, and what action are they each going to take towards each other moving forward. Any predictions, timelines, and possibilities between them. Let's go ahead and get it started. Again, I'm going to introduce myself. I'm a spiritual advisor. I'm also a level 2 Reiki healer. If you ever want a reading, you can always go to my website and book at consciousful.com. I specialize in love and relationships, life path, career and finances, and honestly, any basic question that you have, whether about friendship, whether about career, or if you just want general advice about what to do moving forward in your life and your life's purpose, you can go to my website and book. You could also find me on Instagram. And I'm also a cognitive behavior therapist, so I can give like life coach calls. I was previously a registered behavior technician, so I have a lot of experience when it comes to psychology and behavior methods. So yeah, so if you feel the calling, go ahead to consciousful.com and book your reading. I'm also known for high accuracy and timelines. You can go ahead, look at my reviews and so forth. So enough of that. Let's go ahead and get it started, my star friends. Okay. So when it comes down to what's going on between them, so they're at a space right now where they're both being guided to break out of the barriers that they've been in. There's been a lot of limitations. There's been a lot of feelings of pessimism, of feeling alone. I'm seeing that there's been a lot of restrictions that have led for them to worry, that have led for them to maybe feel dependent on the other person to make the move. And right now, Spirit has them both in a space lock, in a telepathic lock. So what this technically means when it comes to a soul contract is that telepathy will begin to halt. And the reason why is because they need to feel that vacancy within each other in order to come together. They've been really stuck on not being true to themselves, falling into temptation, being comfortable in the comfort zone of not reaching out, of not connecting, of not removing the band-aid where there was a lot of wounds. So there's been a lot of wounds in this connection that has led for both of them to be in a state of inertia. So Spirit is kind of trying to come in and trying to kind of like clear the air, trying to bring in this new life, this new light of vitality. And why? Because it's part of their soul agreement. And I just see 3 on the clock. It's part of their agreement to come together and to use their body, mind, and soul and the Trinity to heal, right? It's a connection that brings up a lot of wounds, is here to teach you tough lessons, but it doesn't mean that the connection itself is bad. It doesn't mean that the connection itself is unworkable or there's nothing to resolve. And that's kind of where their mind has been at for a while, since after the summer, most of fall and winter. And they've been doing a lot of shadow work, but they've been stuck, not knowing the right tools to be able to break themselves free from the wounds of the past, all the emotional pain, the depression, the defensiveness, and the triggering that came with being together again. Because last spring, when they reconciled, as we saw, they were very happy. But the things that they didn't master were themselves. The things that they didn't master were the lessons that they needed to master in order to stay in union. So right now they're at a space where their spiritual path is being influenced by their connection. They're meant to come out of this repetitive codependent pattern, depending on each other to rip out the band-aid and to heal the connection. They've both been a little bit depressed without each other, but they're both able to now see beyond it. There have been a lot of telepathy prior to this space stuckness that now they're reaching. And because they're going to be feeling that vacancy, now they're going to be being pushed to make the first move. And I am seeing that it may be Shawn that will make the first move. It may be Shawn that will be bold to make that first move, to take that leadership role, to really be able to cultivate some sort of beginning, to cultivate a new path where they're able to see each other again, where they're able to come out of their comfort zones. He's going to be the first one to be true to himself. He's learning a lot right now. Okay, he's learning a lot about what he should do. He's learning a lot regarding what it's going to take to get back into a space of reunion, what it's going to take for him to reconcile with her without repeating the same cycles, the toxic cycles that led for them to be in separation. He's very scared though, but he's getting a lot of support, not only from community, but he's getting a lot of support from his friends, from his family. He's getting a lot of support from his mentor as well. And that mentor is really helping him get his mind right. His mentor is helping him think a little bit more logically, but also infuse his empathy to be able to make the right decision. And the thing is that Shawn really has his emotions and his empathy heightened more than a regular guy does. You know, he's definitely a divine masculine, and he knows how to manipulate energies, we could say. So he's at a space where he doesn't want to be too logical, but he also doesn't want to be too emotional. So right now, let's just say both of their souls are going into alignment. There is a restriction that they may be facing in order to come back together. But I am seeing that right now they're gonna be coming out of stuckness. There's a restriction because they've both been too stuck and longing for each other, and they've been both emotionally available, and they've both been dependent on relying on each other to come forward, that no one's making any move. So now Spirit is kind of like creating that vacancy in time and space, so then they can take forward action. They can take responsibility in coming into reconciliation. So let's see how Shawn is thinking and feeling about Camilla. Alrighty, star friends. So let's go ahead and see how Shawn is thinking and feeling about Camilla at this time. So very quickly, I did want to mention that, like, again, as you guys know, I don't really check up on the couples. I just go based off the reading. But something intuitively pulled me to look at Camilla's story the other day. I don't follow her. I had to look her up and everything. And long story short, when I looked at her story, the only story that she had on was a screenshot of her song Never Be the Same. And she specifically screenshotted it where the lyrics was saying, "It's you." And I honestly got so inspired and so emotionally driven to do this reading. And that's why I'm doing it, because I saw her post that story. But the reason why I'm also mentioning it is because she's basically signifying to Shawn, like, it's you. I'll never be the same. Like, this song, if you listen to it, it's just so powerful. So I didn't want to mention that because that's kind of what inspired me to sit down and do the reading. But it's also very clear that she's trying to say that she can't live without him. And she knows that he's the one for her. And yeah, like, the song is self-explanatory. So let's go ahead and get it started with the reading. That song is so good though. Holy moly. Wow. It's incredible. So the way Shawn is thinking and feeling. So right now he's at a space where he has been contemplating a lot. There's been a lot that's been revealed to him. He's still very much in love and obsessed with her. He's been learning a lot about the twin flame connection and what it has brought out from within him. There has been a lot of deficiencies and struggles and insecurities that he's been needing to deal with, where, like, it seems as though the separation to him reflects the part of him that is abandoned. And in this separation, instead of abandoning himself, abandoning his need to heal, abandoning his inner child, abandoning his inner artist, he's now being comfortable with breaking out of the struggle of separation and learning what is he supposed to learn in this sorrow, in this pain. What is he supposed to learn in this division that he's in with Camilla? What is he supposed to learn about himself? And he's at a space of surrender. He has been at a space of surrender. But he's also now learning about love in general. about love that he has experienced with another woman, about the meaning of life that he has experienced just being the person that he is. And he's coming to recognize that the love that he has for Camilla is irreplaceable. And he's at a space where this intense soul lesson as a twin flame is a soul lesson that he never wants to stop fighting for. It's a connection that he never wants to give up on, and he understands it's worth waiting for. And that's what he's unlocking and realizing at this time. And he's coming back to reality and recognizing, wait, 1 minute. I was so caught up in our trivial issues, in my triggers, in what she said and what he said, and who she's hooking up with, and maybe numbing the connection with another connection that may make sense to me, to then only recognize that this is the path that I'm supposed to be on. Because this is the person that makes me feel like myself. This is the person that inspired me to be who I am today. And they give me the light, and they give me the authentic source. They give me a touch of what it is to be in direct contact with source, to lift myself up and to be able to sing, to be able to love myself. Camilla is Shawn's inspiration, is Shawn's other half. And he's always known this, but because of the triggers, because of all the experiences that they had, they've been left in disparity. They've been left in unfulfillment. And at this moment, he's altering his perception. And he's not excessively exaggerating their struggles or exaggerating the emotions that he felt in their struggles. He's not exaggerating the dissatisfaction regarding their issues. He's now seeing things a little bit more clearly, and he's able to now come back to reality and really be able to be a little bit more discerning about his emotions, rather than allowing his emotions to dictate his actions or recreate his beliefs about what he feels is right. And it goes very deep, not only because the connection is very strong, but because when you're in a twin flame connection, it's both harmonious and loving as a soulmate connection, but it's also tumultuous and triggering, almost toxic, like a karmic connection. And there you have the twin flame connection. And he has been needing to discover this reality and this breakthrough that he is now currently experiencing in order to come back around. And now he's at a space where he's looking at two people, and it's very clear that the person that he is wanting to be with is Camilla. It's not even a matter of a choice. It's just a matter of altering his mindset. And then also being around similar couples, or receiving information from similar couples that have gone through a twin flame connection, or have gone through a similar connection that him and Camilla are currently in. And as he gets that sense of perspective, as he mediates and contemplates it all, he's having clarity. He's making sense of what he couldn't make sense of. And he's recognizing this is worth working towards. And if it's not now, it's later. And if it's not later, it will be. And he's very self-assured about it all. He's becoming very prepared to be assertive. He's becoming prepared to be direct with her about what he thinks their connection can be and will be. And what he's also recognized lately, he's had some sort of reality check about the mind games that she's also playing. That she may not be so confident or so fulfilled in her life or in her dating life. It may just be a front. And now he's discovering that because he's gotten information from other people, I'm seeing. And his mind is just rapidly changing about what their current circumstances are and what they were. And instead of like feeling the dragging struggle of the separation and feeling powerless, he's now being able to like see between the lines. He's transforming his mind. He's in a growth mindset, and he's not allowing himself to be a victim of their separation, and he's also not allowing another connection to convince him that their problems are too much to overcome. They're too, like, it's unfathomable to fix. No. So he's grateful for what he has experienced with this other woman. But to be honest with you, he's already setting a boundary. And I don't even actually see them together to the point where they're like actually planning a future or anything. There's already an aspect of him like, yeah, I'm going to miss her, but I'm going to take what I learned from this love and apply it to my future, which is Camilla. And he's at a space where he understands, okay, he's about to accept defeat. He no longer wants to lie to her. Neither does he want her to keep showing up lying to herself about not missing him or wanting him. And I'm seeing him having a clear vision about the changes that he's going to have to make, because there's been a lot of changes that they've both been resisting, as I mentioned in the beginning of the reading. And now he's at a space where he's about to explore the connection again. So let's go towards that action, because he's about to restart the cycle with her. But it's going to need to be him to take the action, because one of the main reasons why is because she's a little bit prideful and she'll rather just play mind games. And again, to kind of reiterate how he feels, he wants this reconciliation. He's surrendering to the signs, surrendering to the connection and divine. He's still in love with her. He understands that the reason why he is who he is and the reason why he wants to nurture and love himself is because of her. And again, it's not to come in a codependent way. It's more because he understands like the magnitude and how profound this connection is. And I mean, he's obsessed with her. He can't stop thinking about her. He's fixated on her. There's so much sexual tension. He's fascinated by everything he sees. And there's a lot of stalking on social media I'm seeing. So based off the action I'm seeing, he's going to be communicating with her. I am picking up shortly after the full moon in Leo, which is around like the 27th, 28th of January. I am seeing in Aquarius season, they're already going to be in communication, and they will be seeing each other in the next 4 to 6 weeks. So it's kind of like going around full circle. Like last year, they kind of started seeing each other around like February. It's happening again, guys. So this is really nice to see. He's going to take his time though. He's very much at a standstill, anticipating this decision, not sure what to do, kind of feeling insecure in a space of a struggle, not feeling confident enough to do so. His worth is really tied to this decision. Like he feels like every time he communicates with every time he communicates with Camilla, his self-worth is tested, and he doesn't feel good enough at times. And it's not because he is insecure, but because Camilla may test him so much to the point where he feels inferior, or Camilla is also so powerful to the point where he kind of feels intimidated. Like he feels like he needs to come in very strongly, or he can't come in with a certain stoic approach. He has to be apologetic, but he can't be too sexual either, and he has to be romantic, but he also can't be too like naive. So he's coming in with an offer, and he's coming in very gentle, very friendly. He's gonna be very flirty, and I'm seeing him chasing her, trying to make the healthy choice. He's getting prepared on what to say, but he's very heartbroken, you know. And the thing about him reaching out right now is that he has to let go of struggle, and he also has to let go of control. And there may be a throat chakra blockage within him, which has been inhibiting him to communicate in these last 2 months. It seems as though they did communicate in November. But yeah, he's going to surprise her with communication. It will lead to them hanging out and seeing each other. And I am it leading to them beginning to talk, and the beginning stages of repatching and reconciling their friendship and their connection. So it's going to quickly move from seeing each other to then quickly hanging out, falling for each other again, and then becoming a thing. Most likely, based off what I'm seeing, it's very likely. My prediction is that by Pisces season, they're going to be dating again, or they're going to be considered now a thing. They may be exposed. We may not know about it until spring season. Like, we didn't know about it until spring season last time. It may be the same thing, because I'm seeing like Pisces season being like very secluded. It's gonna be very discreet, but they're already gonna begin to be serious, because they're gonna fall for each other very hard when they do. But they may not expose it until springtime. So it almost looks like an identical repeat of last year, but now in 2024. So let's go ahead and see how Camilla's thinking and feeling about Shawn and what she's going to do moving forward. Okay, Star friends, let's go ahead and see how Camilla Cabello is thinking and feeling about Shawn. So before I continue, I did want to say some messages that Shawn wanted to say to Camilla but isn't saying. And then also to clarify, it's very clear to me that him dating someone else most likely is a rumor, or they're not like together to the point where they're like in a relationship anymore. So I just wanted to mention that. So something that he does want to say is that he's really angry at himself because he caused a lot of arguments and problems in order to be alone. He's saying that he is lusting for her a lot. He's saying that he has been taking this time because he does want things to be right. He wants to do things right, and he doesn't want to rush and risking losing her altogether. He's saying, I'm watching your social media, and I search for you online. So that just kind of like confirms the social media stalking. He's saying, I'm really anxious. I'm struggling a lot at work and at home, and with you, I'm struggling with a lot of pressure. I'm not ready to do things. That's why I needed to heal. He's saying, I'm sorry. I wasn't there when you needed me. I was afraid of letting you down. I'm healing. I hate the silence between us as much as you do, but it is where I do my deepest healing. And then the last two things he wants to say is that I'm thinking about you. I get really nostalgic listening to music, and I think of you. You're on my mind, and I care. I'm really sorry for ignoring you and making you doubt how I feel. It was selfish of me. I've always cared about you, and I always will. So these are some messages from his heart. So if you ever want a love reading, you ever want to know what your significant other or your ex or your partner is thinking and feeling about you, or what they want to say but they're not saying, you can go book a love reading with me at consciousfultarot.com, and we can get it started. So Camilla's at a space where excuse me, she is very much at a crossroads. Like, she is ready to jump the rope. Like, she's ready to kind of just like hit him up and connect. Like, she is so horny for him. Like, she is so infatuated by him and their memories, and the desire is just off the charts. Like, this sexual chemistry that's building up within her, it's opening her heart more and more. There's a lot of forgiveness coming in as she opens her heart. There's a lot of a reasoning that's coming, and she's reasoning with herself. She's changing her outlook. She's changing her attitude. But even though she's like so fixated on him, the same way that he is about her right now, like fantasizing about each other and wanting to make intense love, ready to kind of just like, fuck it, I'm gonna do it. She's very much also stuck in a lot of heartache, feeling very lost, not knowing what to do, scratching her head because she feels like, did I miss an opportunity? And really feeling like she regrets a lot of things that she did to him, or how she reacted to him. She feels like she also took the situation for granted. Like, she feels like when she had him, she was so happy, but then also when things got bad, they got too bad, and she took that for granted. Like, she really didn't see the situation clearly, and now she's feeling like she needs to learn things the hard way. And now kind of like reality is also setting in for her, because it's like a new year, and it's like she's still longing for him, and she doesn't see herself fleeting anymore. And a lot of the resentment has been coming up because now she's at a space of forgiveness, and she's allowing that love to come in and open herself up to unconditional love, not only with each other but within herself. So there's a lot of like a spiritual awakening energy within Camilla at this time. There's also like a sense of karma and justice as being played out at this time, where she's kind of like learning her lessons and seeing things a little bit more transparently, taking accountability for not only some of the things that she said, but also how she acted and maybe her attitude towards the situation. So she's able to see things a little bit more logically. She's able to also like make a game plan as to how she's going to proceed moving forward. She doesn't want to be frivolous either. She doesn't want to be kind of just like happy-go-lucky coming in and out either. She wants to communicate with him. She's feeling like she's ready to talk, but she's also extremely overwhelmed, and she's clammed up, and you know, she's silent because she wants to move slow and steady, but she's also wanting to gain wisdom from the past. She doesn't just want to rush in and potentially delay their situation, or come in unreliant, or come in reactive and being pessimistic or too serious to the problem. So even though she does feel like she didn't act right in the past, and there's still some turmoil and triggers that are coming up for her, she's really inspired to not only open herself up to him, but also accepting that this is the person for me. You know, like, this is my person, whether we go through hell or we go through heaven, like, I'm gonna stay with him. And she's at a space where she's gaining a lot of momentum to make that possible. She's gaining momentum to plant that seed to foster a new beginning and open up dialogue and open up the ability to give and receive, and really open each other up to a level of healing and a new level of the mind, because that's kind of what's happening to her, is that she's kind of having this elevation in her mind, this elevation in her consciousness, that's helping her alter her attitude and her entire being, her entire emotional response towards Shawn and the connection. Because again, there's been a lot of build up resentment, there's been a lot of build up bitterness that has made them redefine their connection. So it went from like, this is the love of my life in spring when they got together, and then after all their fallouts, like, this is not meant to be, we're toxic, maybe it's not written in the stars for us, to then only for them now to realize through this spiritual awakening, we are meant to be, rough relationships are worth working towards. Maybe I had to assess myself. Maybe I had to discipline myself in love. Maybe I had to learn more about how to communicate with a lover, love languages, how to master my emotions, how to embody mindfulness and self-control. And that's what's happening. And she's gaining so much momentum to actually be able to reach out, that when she's about to do it, he does it. And that's how you know they are in alignment, and they're going to be in alignment. So moving forward, the action that she's going to be taking towards him is that she's going to be receiving him. And mind you guys, it's going to be happening very soon. Like I said, I am picking up by the full moon in Leo. But the way that she's going to be receiving him is very playfully. I see her making peace, them getting on the phone with each other a lot, making a lot of peace, really seeing him as an equal counterpart. Her now trying to fall back into any power struggles, any mind games, something she may struggle with. Again, it may be natural, it may be cultural for her, it may just also be her personality based off what I'm seeing, but she does it out of self-protection, you know, to protect herself. There's so much chemistry that they're going to explore again, really making peace, being able to like tame their temper, and really being able to get to a space where they're now like apologetic towards each other and harmonious, and there's going to be a lot of like serenity and calmness that will help them like open themselves up to each other, that will plant the seeds towards a long-term harvest and a long-term manifestation of their connection. She's really gonna like recapture the romance by like allowing her inner child to come out with him, And she's gonna be like in a space where it's like, this is a romance of a lifetime, like this is it, this is my person. They're both gonna be at a space where they may be like seeking reassurance. There's still going to be at times like some triggering that will come up. There's still gonna be fear of like non-committal energy, like her thinking that he's lying, and then vice versa, kind of like them like really deflecting on each other. But there's so much sexual energy between them that is just insane. Like it really, she may be the hornier one, and she may actually act on that as well, based off what I'm seeing. So just like really allowing the reunion to like open her sacral chakra and her sexual energy to the next level, to the point where it's like, you know, she can't get enough, and it's like a complete reset on the connection. Okay, so really quickly, I'm just gonna end it with what Camilla wants to say, but is insane. So I'm not sure when Shawn's birthday was or is, but she does want to say a happy birthday to him. She's afraid of missing his birthday. That she desires him. She's saying that he's so sexy, that her body's on fire for him, that she has cried, she has shed tears over the connection. She's saying that you see me, you see the real me. That's why I struggle to look at you in the eye sometimes, because you see into my soul and it makes me vulnerable. She's saying I am processing on what to do, what to say, and how to do it. That's why I did need time, but I am hopeful. The last message she wants to say is that I'm hopeful that we can put the bad times and the past behind us and really start again. I know I'm asking for a lot of you, but I hope that you can forgive me for the error of my ways. I was naive and childish. So kind of just like reiterating what I said, kind of like she recognizes that the way that she acted in the past was not like appropriate, or wasn't the right behavior or response to him. And if she wouldn't have done that, it could have led to a productive relationship. Not saying that Shawn is perfect either, but Shawn was really trying to conduct their patterns and their relationship problems differently than in the past. And he was also trying to conduct it differently than Camilla was. And Camilla potentially was just like, you know, she was like too responsive, too reactive, you know, she was too quick to react rather than reason. So yeah, so this is beautiful to see. I'm so fulfilled and happy with this reading. It makes me very emotional though, because their love is so profound. So like I said, guys, if you have any personal questions, if you have any guidance that you need, any insights, whether it's future predictions, whether it's guidance for the moment, whether it's any channeling from another individual, someone alive or not, or you just want any guidance in your life regarding love and relationships, career, finances, or your purpose and life path, you can go book your reading at consciousfultarot.com. I have live call readings where we do a call and you ask your questions there, or I can do an audio reading where I record your reading and I send it to you via email. And it's an audio that you can repeat, and you just send your messages in the checkout box or via email. And yeah, you can also catch me on Instagram at Consciousful Tarot. This is my only YouTube channel. And thank you so much for watching this video. Hope you subscribe. Hope you also like the video, and go ahead and put a thumbs up if you like the video. Bye now, star friends.